in 6 months, if I can't do it, cut loss, I go back to work.
Did you quit your job before the IP bring in revenue?
Yes, I quit the job before. At that time, I was doing a little bit of like freelancing because in order to feed your baby, you need to find another sugar mommy. When I was in my hometown, we always got like all the books, and then I pull out this book. It's like the 18th floor of hell, and I was terrified. Everything is like just blood. So when I grew up, I was like, this is not cute at all.
How can you earn money with drawing?
If you are doing it as an individual artist, you have to learn a lot of things other than just art. You need to figure out what's your revenue. So for me, it categorized into two things, which is a passive income and also the active income.
How do you manage to secure those deals with the bigger brands?
The only thing is that we have Malaysian crowd, so which is the target that they want. And then the second thing is our flexibility. We can do a brand new artwork for you with a price that is more comfortable.
What does the brand actually look at?
The most important is the engagement and the emotional attachment. You have to know what kind of genders that you are targeting, what kind of statistic, area as well. So for Monkiddo, we are aiming to be Malaysia and South Asia. That's our market. People are not stupid. People are not dumb. They know what you are doing and they know who you are. So many businessmen that talks to me as a girl in entrepreneurship, it will have like a little bit of discrimination.
What are the current challenges you're still facing?
I think the challenges...
Hey guys, before we jump into today's episode, me and Jim would like to ask you for a quick favor. It turns out that over half of the people who tune into the Entrepreneur Journal haven't subscribed yet.
And if you've been enjoying the conversation that we're having, the raw stories, the strategies, the lesson from creatives, athletes, founders, and dreamers, the best way to spot us is simple. Just hit that subscribe button.
Well, it's free. It just takes 2 seconds and it genuinely helps us to keep the show going and growing.
And here's our promise to you. We're going to keep showing up with better guests, deeper stories, and better production quality every single week. Now, thank you for being here. Let's get into the episode. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Entrepreneur's Journal. So today is a special one because we are celebrating Dasein Academy 30th anniversary. And today, sitting down with us today, we have their very own graduate who's making wave in the creative industry.
Yes.
Right, so most people think that doodles stay in sketchbook. But today's guest proved that creativity and courage, they can grow into something much, much bigger. So she's a design graduate who turned her drawings into Monkiddo, Malaysia's very own character IP brand, who's now collaborating with some of the biggest brands like Converse, Artbox Singapore, and many more. So her monsters aren't just cute. Of course, there are many of them. They capture real struggles of adulthood, like paying bills to life burnout, and also won the hearts across Malaysia and beyond. Right, so this is a story of how Jayee Lim turned doodles into a creative business and a movement. So welcome, Jayee, to the podcast.
Thank you.
So let's jump in a bit into your story. How you started Monkiddo from just doodles, and at what moment did you realize that it could become something bigger, like a business and not just a side hobby?
Yeah, I think I doodle a lot, and then when I doodle, I just post it online. So I started my social media account when I was like 14, around like that age. When I was like a teenager, I got quite a lot of like attentions gaining lah. So I think for me, data matters the most. It's not like the followers or whatever, but it's the engagement that people give you, the positive feedback that people give you. So I was like, oh, this doodle, someone is like loving it, and I love it too. The most important is like, this is my baby, and I was like, why not? Let me just start off my own careers, and then let me try to build this thing to become one of the IP in Malaysia.
So Monkiddo is something that inspired by your personal struggles, like your emotions coming
Yes.
into adulthood.
Yes.
Is it that inspired the whole IP, is it?
I think there's like a little bit more personal stories where I was in my like primary school. I was in SJKC, which is a Chinese school. And then when I ventured into SMK, you know, like when the language and the people is getting to switch and your brain cannot switch at the moment,
Right.
you feel so anxious and you feel so stressed about it.
From Chinese school to Kebangsaan,
Yes,
right?
to Kebangsaan, to Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan. So at that time, I know a lot of friends like who is Malay, Indians, even Sabahans, like Sing. So that at that moment, then only I realized, oh, I'm stuck at this. Like I couldn't really do a proper conversation with them because my English was like so weak. My Bahasa was like so-so. And the only thing that I know is just to join my Chinese friends. But sometimes the environment will make you change. At that time, all the anxious and all the emotions kind of like grab together. And I still remember the feelings at that moment. But after that, I kind of like go through it and I feel like, oh, this is great. I am more comfortable in SMK right now. But the story started when I was in my college time, and I would want to venture into adulthood. So that's another phase again, where it's another period where I have to readjust. So in my final year projects, when I was studying in designs, I was like, how do I convert all these emotions into my art? Because art is all about like expressing yourself, right? So at the time I was like, okay, when I'm anxious about this adulthood, why not let me create the characters that kind of like represent me and create a universe or like the whole monster world that represents adulthood. It can be scary sometimes.
Right.
So at that time, I kind of like setting it as 18th floor of hell. So
Sapat.
yes,
Okay.
because I grew up in a Chinese family. That's the only thing that I feel like, hey, it's like an 18 department, a huge company with like a HQ office and everything. So my little monster, his name is SoSo. He went into like this 18th floor of hell just to get stamp from each of the departments, to get the recognitions, and then at the end, then he will go to the Yan Luo Wang, which is the boss of the hell, to get like, oh, you are now done with your internships. You are now hired. So it's that kind of story.
Interesting.
Yes. So this is where I kind of like get to relate it back to my personal emotions and also struggles. And I want to turn it into a very fun and humor story because personally, I love comedy. So that's the way that I express myself. Yeah.
Interesting. Before we jump further into the IP and also a bit of experience in design, how was it for you, especially for the audience listening who are young, coming into adulthood, maybe graduating from college, and you putting your emotions and your experience into the IP? How was it for you, like from a student going to college and coming into the adulthood?
Yeah, it's a very big difference. Maybe a lot of them don't realize until they are like 25 years old because doing your own laundry is one thing.
Yeah.
Renting your own house is one thing. I don't even know I need to pay so much deposit upfront. And I don't even know if I get installment for my iPhone and then I get locked in the credit for my credit cards. It's not the thing that my mom don't teach me. It's just that she cannot cover everything, of course. So I have to learn it like step by step, how to apply my own bank accounts and then how to be a proper adult that pay all the bills and how do I communicate with people because no one's going to help you anymore. It's not just daddy, mommy. They are not paying for your tuition fees anymore. And then you have to survive in this like crazy world full of monsters. Yeah. And another thing is that you have to be really, really good at your IQ, EQ. Because in our school times, they were just teaching you about like IQ. You have to be theoretically or like practically good. You have to be good at these grade A Asian parents. But when you go into adulthood, it's more towards like street smart. Street smart. So that's the thing that I don't think I am very good at the moment. Okay. So I started to get to know more lah. So I think for younger people or like younger students, I guess time will tell them the answers. Yeah, it's not my positions to tell them, hey, what's the difference and whatever. They will feel it on their own. Some may only face this in their 30s. Some may only face it in their 22. So adulthood is something that I feel like transforming as from a kid to someone who is fully responsible for ourselves.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that's a good point of view because I think a lot of people, because you put your personal experience into the IP itself, so you get to reflect, which a lot of people doesn't do it.
Yes.
Like we don't really reflect into all the struggles they've been through.
Yes, because SoSo, the character itself, is also a very curious and naive. So he always get bullied in the company. So
does it represent you?
I'm okay. I'm kind of like a little bit cool kids, but I won't want to be like the loser. I don't want to be the loser gang. But to be honest, sometimes you don't know if you are the losers or the cool kids. You might be the losers. I don't know. But SoSo will be the character who is like super naive, dumb, and very curious about everything. So he will ask all the dumb questions and then get hit by reality. And then the supervisors will come and like shout at him. And he will try on different ways to make it the best of himself. So I think that's the characters that represents a lot of us lah.
So how did your time at Dasein shape your identity as an artist as well as now you're entrepreneur?
Yes, I think when I was in Dasein, there is this lecturer called Yun Ru. So she came back from UK. I think she was educated like art in UK. that's the very first time I know that art has no limitations. Because in like general, we will just be like, oh, you have to be good at perspective, you have to be good at everything. But how about the creativity? How about the core of your design? What was the message that you want to express to your audience? When people stand in front of your canvas, what do they think? Or what is the feelings that you give to them? So I think that's the moment where I feel like this lecturer specifically, she taught me a lot on expressing myself and also using different medium, because art is just a medium.
Yeah.
So using different mediums, not only digital. At that time, I also did a toy, like a clay toy, super ugly one. And then I also did quite a lot of like papers. I did packagings just to see how my art can adapt into different places. So can I show the...
Yeah,
definitely,
sure.
definitely.
You brought something, right?
Yeah, I brought something to the podcast because it meant a lot to me when I was like studying in Dasein. So this is called a progress sketchbook. I don't know if you can
So
see
this is a project, sketchbook project in that during your time in Dasein, right?
I think it's compulsory or not. I forgot, but I treat it very, very seriously. When I bought this food, the first lesson that I got into Dasein is by a lecturer, Ben. So Ben told me that you have to respect your art, so your art will respect you back. So at the time, whenever I handle everything, so it should be clean, it should be nicely done. Even now, this is after, I think 5 years or 7 years after I graduated, it's still pretty. Like, I don't want to throw it like anywhere.
Yeah.
I keep it properly.
It's like a journal for artists.
Yeah, it's like a journal for artists, but this one is specifically for that period. I have so many books of sketchbooks, something like this, but everything was kept properly. Yeah, that's the thing that I feel like it matters for most of the artists. So here is like some of the sketches that I did previously. So it's like most of the sketches are documented. This really is a very precious gift that I give to myself when I was in 17 years old. So now I'm already like around 25, 26 years old, but this one still kind of like brings me back to the memories where I started to create all these things. You can see the passion in every work that I created, including building different color schemes, creating all the characters. I even wrote like the description for the characters. It's like, oh, this guy is what, which department, and then he's like super crazy, and then this guy has mixed personality, fun, normal, and also like funny. And you know, that's the part of process within everything, and I brings it till now. So every time I create like a new project, I still go back to this specific system where I was taught in my school, and I think Dasein does give me a lot of like creativity and freedom lah. And not ads, but that's the most precious thing that I learned towards during my school time.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So there's a thought process going on here.
Yeah, you can see from 0 to 100 long. Sometimes the thing will get eliminate one because not everything is the best
Yeah.
idea. But you have to write it down because the most important thing is to start first, then think later.
Yeah.
I
It's a
feel like-
process, right? I mean, you have to do it anyway.
Yeah, I have to do it anyway. But most of them don't realize they have to be 100% perfect to launch something, which is, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
it has
for
to be
sure.
ugly.
Yeah.
It has to be
Yeah,
ugly.
then you iterate along the way.
Yes.
But I can see a lot of design does reflect a bit on like the 18 depths of hell, which you
Yes,
mentioned, right?
yes.
It reminds me like when you go Genting, the temple at Genting,
Yeah,
the Chen Shui temple,
it has
there's
a
a statue, and
Oh,
then there's
yeah,
a
yeah.
pathway going through the 18 depths of hell.
Yes,
There's a lot
yes.
of like the
Imagine if I can build like a whole fun land
theme
or
park,
theme park
right?
like that for Monkiddo. It would
Oh,
be so
yeah.
cute.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, because I when I was in my hometown, Chinese family ma, we
Yeah.
always got like all the books, including like the Buddhist, Taoist and everything in the book rack. And then one day I was just curious. I was in my learning stage. I love to read books. And then I pull out this book. It's like the 18th floor of hell. And I was terrified because the pictures and the illustrations is so crazy. And everything is like just blood and fires.
Oh,
Yeah, at
yeah.
that time I was like a little bit terrified.
Okay.
So when I grew up, I was like, this is not cute at all. I have to
let's
make
make it
this-
more fun.
Yeah, make it more fun, more funny, humor. At the same time, I can use all this to do a storytelling. which is the best way that I can do as an artist or
Right,
illustrator.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people are afraid to go to hell, so they don't want to do bad things. But you don't want to make it too fun. So I think this is a good reflection of like life. You don't want to be too afraid of it. Yeah, life could be fun, right? Because we are really bogged down by all the stress and pressure from society
Yes.
and stuff.
Yes.
So I think this is a fun way, a fun perspective.
It can be a lot of like metaphor as well.
Yeah.
Even now, I'm in like 25 years old, I don't even point to the moon because my grandma would be like, "Oh, if you point to the moon, they will like your ears will get off." Like, all in the Chinese family.
Oh,
we
really?
got- Yeah, got a lot
I
of
haven't,
like,
I haven't, heard, I haven't heard of that thing before.
Oh,
that
really?
teaching
If
before,
you
yeah.
point your fingers at moon and then your ear will get cut off for a part.
Oh,
I don't know what is that like myth or whatever, but a lot of that stays inside me. So it's like, there's a lot of this kind of very mysterious, fun, adventurous kind of like things that is happening in the in Chinese mythology.
Yeah.
It's just the myth that makes the whole thing so interesting.
Yeah.
And I think I really love like all these small little stories. Yeah.
Very interesting. So one big question. How can you earn money with drawing? Because I think there's a perception that a lot of artists is
Yes.
struggling to earn
Mm.
by just drawing itself. So how did you break through that stereotype and monetize all the doodles, your ideas and everything?
The stereotype is like can't earn money.
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't say it's like a stereotype, but it's more towards like it's a fact in Malaysia market at the moment.
Right.
Okay, this is a little bit too harsh until I was a little bit like dreamy girl until I stepped into this as an entrepreneur. Of course, as an artist, you have great skills. You get into a great company. That's good for you because that's like the tier fun one. It's super, super good. But if you are doing it as an individual artist, you have to learn a lot of things other than just art. I think in this stage where we need to do is you need to figure out what's your revenue. So for me, it categorized into two things, which is a passive income and also an active income. So active income is something that you can do for your clients, which is like services and everything. But for passive income is something that I don't get educated a lot during it doesn't matter it's like school time or after I graduated, because that's the thing that I need to learn like time by time. So one of the thing is to license your artwork. Just now I did mention to Stephen as well. Licensing your artwork to the clients, and it's still in your library, so you can license to them all the time. So let's say if you created like an asset of kopitiam, so you draw roti bakar, draw like the copy and everything, and then you put it up on the stock image, and then the client will buy it for maybe for their kopitiam designs or like for their packaging designs. So that's one of the passive income because you can license to so many parties with just one illustrations. And then another part will be the exposure law, because a lot of artists, they are a little bit weak on social media. Social media nowadays are like
Yeah, it's so
Super
noisy.
hard,
So
yeah.
noisy.
So
and
it's too noisy.
Yeah, it's too noisy.
Too many content in the
Yes.
social media platform. Yeah.
and what's your attention span? You
Yeah.
don't even care, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just
now
watch
it's
it
like 5
swipe.
seconds.
yeah, 5
Actually, it's
seconds.
Not
Actually,
even
it's
5
less than
seconds,
not-
yeah.
yeah, actually it's
Yes.
less than 5
For
seconds.
me, in my backstage, I run a 2 social media account or even 3 social media account. The average attention span will be 5 to 7 seconds. That's not even enough for me to
Yeah.
finish this sentence.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
Last time it used to be like, you need to capture people's attention in 30 seconds.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
first 30
correct,
seconds.
correct.
Now
it's like 3 seconds. Yes.
Or probably just 1 second.
Yeah, 1 second. Swipe.
Yeah.
You just want to, sorry.
Instagram used to be one of the best photo platform,
Yeah.
but now it's not. It's more towards like video centric, which is super unfair for a lot of like creative because most of their output is just photos.
Photos, pictures.
But now I think carousel works okay lah. But still, I think in order to play the game, you have to know the rules. That's one of the thing because I get most of the exposure on social media or online portfolio, and then my client comes from there. Most of them
Through Instagram.
to Instagram. So sometimes it's very weird one. Big brands can DM you. It's not even writing
Oh,
emails to you.
really?
Yeah, I got my emails written on like the profile, but sometimes we don't expect a very professional emails. It's just like, hi, we are from who, and then we would like to collaborate with you. Are you interested? So something like that.
So is that how you managed to like
monetize
it and
Yes, most of our revenue will be on IP collaborations, lor, because
I see.
we are also very grateful that brands are giving us this opportunity because in Monkiddo, we are very focused on our objective. First, we want to make a fun and humor adulthood struggles life, or I would say the IP that relates to office life, because most of the time that you spend is in your office. So I think that's the main thing, is that we want to connect to people who are very alike. And the second thing is you have to be very focused on your audience, target audience. It's not like I want to target an auntie who is a housewife, but then that one is not my statistic already. So I have to be really, really clear on like what kind of gender, age, or like everything that I have to target. Of course, it can be switched like time to time. It really depends on you yourself, because you are the creator. You don't sacrifice your art just for the fame. Yeah, you still have to do what you do and then find the perfect fit of crowd that loves your art, truly loves your art. So I think that's the data that convince me and my clients to work together. So they are more convinced like, oh yeah, you have a lot of young crowds. And we have the similar statistic as well, or we are looking for this specific statistic, then it's time for us to work together. So it's not only just drawing. I still have to think about like campaigns, propose them something, social media campaigns, like the whole thing, offline campaigns, a lot of things to do other than just creating art.
I see. So was that like the breakthrough moment for you? You were initially starting out maybe as a hobby, updating your social
Just
media,
doodle.
doodles, and then suddenly, bam, one brand just PM you.
Yes.
And that's where you started your...
It's not that magical.
No?
Yeah, I think now most of the time brands get to PM us because I think we are started to, get more connections and get more exposures in different projects. And they will be like, hey, this brand is doing this thing. I want to do it too. So they come and reach to us. But for our first project, it's not that easy. It's a little bit funny story where I was talking to my manager. At the time, I have a manager, Mr. Zhang. So at the time, I don't want to do all these things solo because I know I couldn't handle it. And I'm not good at managing and also IP copyright as well. So I find Mr. Zhang, who is a little bit more knowledge, and he has a lawyer who is also handling a lot of like IP thingy. So we work together. So I was thinking, how do we put ourselves out there? How do we put our name out there? So I said, okay, maybe let's try to join some competition. So I joined in one Merdeka competitions by Kejap Food. That's when,
okay.
yeah, Kejap Food. So they are a SME and startup in Malaysia. They do amazing Malaysian food, but the special thing about them is they do drive tour at that time. Now they are expanding with a lot more restaurants.
I think the first one is in the Petronas.
Yes, correct. I think Petron.
Is
Is it?
Petron?
I-
I remember it's at. I remember one is Petronas lah.
Yeah, I don't really recall their first outlet, but at the times they are having these competitions. And I was like, yeah, no mind lah, since we don't have anything to do, we're still small brands ma. We only have like, I think 200 followers or like 100 followers at that time. And then it's mostly my friends and family. No one actually knows us. So I was like, okay, let me join this competition. We didn't get in. We fall out. We are top 10, but we are not the best winner that gets to print on their packaging. But the uniqueness of our characters on their packagings makes their marketing guy feels like, hey, maybe we should reach out to this Monkiddo team to do something special, like a special campaign or something like that. Because maybe the whole competition is to design a Merdeka packaging for them. That's the design that they feel is the best. Ours is not the best because we have a lot of our characters, but they see the potential of IP. So they reached out to us and was like, hey, should we do something? And then we get to launch our very, very first campaign, which is redeem a iterate during this patriotic seasonal. And then it's all across the, the outlet. Yeah. And then after that, I thought this was already good licensing projects where they license our characters to be on their campaign. And the boss kind of reached out to us, hey, I really love your character, Barney, one of the rabbit character who loves to eat, and he is white. Kejap Food brand's color is like red and white, and he's like, it fits our brand so much. Are we able to license this as our mascot? And then we were like crazy already. Yeah, so I didn't know we can do it that way. So I had like few conversations, like bing bong with my managers and also my IP lawyer, and see how we can do like all the terms properly. that was our very first big licensing project. Yeah.
I see.
First time I get to earn some
With
fortune
Kejap Food.
with Kejap Food. So they are our 贵人. So it's for our very, very first Kickstart project. At that time, I was like, now we are IP brands already. I'm very confident in everything at that moment lah. But we are really grateful for this whole journey. But it wouldn't happen if we didn't join in the competition. So everything still have to, you have to be aggressive at the very first. Then only it will come afterwards. Yeah.
And this is a very great story because she didn't win the competition.
I did
but
not win.
she got the license project.
Yes, I think that's the power of IP because IP is not just illustration. It's like an asset. It speaks about like a spirit. And to be honest, our Monkiddo team, now we have like 4 of our colleague and staff. They are all very Monkiddo. I don't know how do I...
Very Monkiddo.
Yeah.
It's like 4 mini monsters.
Yeah,
in the office.
I don't know how do I explain very Monkiddo or like the spirit of Monkiddo, but I always have like comments or like people who came up to us like, I had a really great talk with you guys and I truly love the storytelling behind it and I love the characters also. I got a lot of like comments like this. It's a positive feedback for us to get,
Keep going.
Keep going. You need a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah,
or
it
else
is,
you'll be
it is,
crying in
it
the
is, it
corner.
is,
That
yes.
will be very
For
sad.
every one positive feedback, there's like 10 people telling you
Yes.
that it won't work, right?
Yes,
There's
yes,
like so
yes.
many IPs out there,
Yeah.
characters.
People will give
know.
you advice.
Yeah,
People
who's
will be
gonna
like,
buy from you?
Yes.
Yeah, who's gonna?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you just sell the postcard and stickers only.
Yeah.
What are you selling this for?
Who's gonna buy
Who's
it?
gonna buy it?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot of like voices like that. It's normal because sometimes we are also trying to figure out why is our audiences so connected and what are we providing for them. And then our team is also keep improving because we listen to people and we also everything is just evolved within these 3 pillars: Malaysia, adulthood struggles or like office humor, and monster art. So which is like these 3 things. We won't go very far from this.
Interesting. Yeah, it's very impressive to see that you have this mindset at such a young age. Yeah, because normally this kind of stuff people will go through like 10, 15
10 or
years,
maybe 20
years of experience struggle, then they finally realize that, okay, this is not the right mindset to have.
Yeah.
But I think having that kind of mindset at this age, I think it's a really, really good thing.
I feel like it's the experience that teaches because sometimes when I give seminar or talks, I'll always feel like, hey, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to share about. But when I look at those seniors who is in their 10 years or 20 years in the industry, they have so many up and down stories. I feel like the up and down stories actually shapes the whole entrepreneur journey. And what I need is just more time and more experience and more cases, case study to be shared with like juniors or like anyone out there. So I think time does matters, experience matters. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also because you are willing to do things for free initially, which I think a lot of people tend to forget that, initially I think you have to put in the effort and the time because that's the only currency you have, right? Yeah, you can't provide any value yet, no recognition yet. So I think like your story of going into the competition, didn't win anything, and in return you get something
Even better.
better
For me
right?
lah, even better.
But
because-
everybody is like trying to win, trying to get paid, right? I think that kind of mindset really impresses me.
Yeah, like the Marshmallow Experiment, like from the Western, I think they put kids in the room and then they put the marshmallow, telling the kids that if you don't eat it in 10 minutes, I will give you 2 marshmallow. So I think that's the experiments that I kind of like go through. I watch quite a lot of like documentaries or like YouTube videos that talks about this experiment, and it inspired me that okay, sometimes the best is not come yet. So you don't have to be rushing so much unless you are starving, you are hungry, you literally have to survive, then you can get the marshmallow. But if you're not, let's just wait for 10 minutes. Then you will even get a better deals. Or I think most of the time we can be more aggressive, even making proposal or pitching. Some people will feel like it's not worth it because it doesn't pay me anything.
Yeah.
But sometimes I also ask payment for the pitching lah. I don't know if it's the industry thingy because my boyfriend works in the marketing agency.
Okay.
Then I only started to learn a lot of them are dying for this opportunity. They are willing to do proposal without any fund. any upfront. So that's like the moment that I realized, wow, this whole market is so hungry. Then what am I doing? Why am I like still sitting here? It's not like 我要卷死大家. It's like I don't want to be like the one that goes over and over to lower down the market price. But some of the opportunity you can go for. Just to remember to write all the terms and conditions, like this creative portfolio belongs to Monkiddo and the team. That's the way you protect yourself. You can always use this idea on the other projects because it's just pitching, right? They don't have the rights to use your idea. So there's no harm in trying or reaching out to the brands that you really love.
I see. So in terms of reaching out to the brands and doing pitch and all, what does the brand actually look at? Do they look at numbers more, or they look at like the relevancy of your IP with their brand more?
I think both we also got. Yeah, because our numbers on online is not that big, 14K of followers, if you want to talk. But the only thing that is really, really good in our numbers is I don't want to look at followers. I also don't want to look at likes. A lot of people has a misconceptions that I need more followers and like. But
that's what we always thought too. Like followers,
but that
likes,
doesn't matter, to be honest.
Really?
The most important is the engagement. Yeah, the engagement and the emotional attachment. You have to know what kind of genders that you are targeting and also what kind of statistic area as well. So for Monkiddo, we are aiming to be Malaysia and South Asia. That's our market. If you want to venture into like maybe the other Asia part, which is Taiwan, Japan, or like China, not our plan at the moment. Yeah, not so soon. Because the reason why you want to conquer the Malaysia first, when I have a case study, at most, they are from Japan. So they are coming in Malaysia to open up a new outlet in Genting.
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah, I think I saw that. I saw that outlet in Genting Premium.
Just in
the
Sky
Avenue, the Sky Avenue Mall.
Yes, correct. So the PIC actually texted me. It's like, hey, we want to do something key visuals for the opening, and we will produce 2 T-shirts and then maybe 1 tote bag for the VIP to colors to do workshops and everything. The reason why I kind of like convince them is like, hey, we are Malaysian IP. I have Malaysian crowd. So when people from or brands from other countries, they want to come in Malaysia, the first thing is they want to find localizations. So that's the plan and the initial plan for Monkiddo is to have a crowd in Malaysia where we can connect them with more brands. Everything is need to be benefits to our audiences. That's the first thing. But the second thing is like brand is also looking for something that is benefiting them. I think that matters a lot. We don't oversee that. I also have like another small little story because I have my personal account. I'm growing my personal IP as well. It's impressive that I grow until like 64K of followers already at this point. But it doesn't go up. So I made one mistake, which is there's this TikTok trend and I hop on the trend without like adding in my illustrations. The thing went viral. I got 10 million of views.
Song dancing, right?
Wow.
It's not song dancing, but it's just me putting the camera and then back up. But the caption says something else. It's like, imagine if you take off the first letter and the last letter of your name, what will your name be? So my name is Jayee, and then my name will become A-Y-E, which is like an internet slang lah. I just thought it was funny. So I just hop on the trend and I put this video and then it went viral. 10 million.
Damn.
10 million is super impressive. For me, the best that I can get is just maybe like 30K at that point lah. So 10 million gave me a lot of like it goes over my head. It's like now I'm viral.
How many followers did you get from that 10 million?
A lot. It's like I think reach close to 10K already. So here is the problem. Those followers are following me for the funny content, not because of my art content. So when they're following me, I started to post all this, doodle. They're not interested. Now my follower is like coming in. Okay, let's say I just checked like this morning my statistic. I got 800 new followers, but the people who unfollow me is around like 200-300. So you can see the consequences after you hop on the trend that doesn't belongs to you. So after that, I learned the lesson hard because my number is stuck in there now. I started to post more about like the trending contents, but it's art related. It gets so well. One of it got 3.2 million. I pin it up because that's the honor of badge that I got from this lesson. So that's I think people don't just chase for the numbers and everything because it might not benefit you. You need to find the right crowd instead. And my art followers or like my art crowd, Some of them are like super sweet. And I'm actually joining one of my fans' wedding this weekend.
Oh wow.
Next weekend. Sorry. On 16th September.
Wow.
He has been supporting us, buying our t-shirts from the beginning, from Atmos projects until like now. And then we have been, interacting. And then he was like, Jayee, do you want to come to my wedding?
Wow.
Yeah, that's the
sweet.
connections. That's the connection that matter more than 10 million views. I feel like I wasn't this happy when I got the 10 million. Of course, I was happy, but I wasn't that happy when I got 10 million views compared to my friend's wedding.
They're really connected to
The
you.
really connection. So that is the most matter. And all these things, you have to put it on deck for your clients to see, because they are just assuming, right? Oh, you have 100K follower. That's impressive. But maybe only 2% is benefiting your clients.
Yep.
That's not worth it, because clients, after they hired you, the effect is not as good, and then you will lose the job or maybe lose your name in the industry as well. So I think that matters the most.
And that brings me to my next question. So what does the client look for in terms of like the results, like benefiting them?
Okay, to be honest sometimes I also not so confident about sales, especially because most of the client, they wanted this to boost their sales. But most of the time I was just telling my clients, we are just helping you on awareness. Or you can use the name of like UX local artist, which is something that people are looking forward to. So it's more towards like awareness. But of course, if the sales is good, we are super happy. So I think one of the time that we collab with local streetwear, Moon and Beam, and then we almost sell off like all of the t-shirts. One of the t-shirts is like 219 ringgit.
Wow.
And then with the whole package is like 299, together with the mooncake and some of the thingy, and we sell off everything. So he was so happy. He's like, you are one of the greatest collab that we have worked on.
Wow.
That is an accomplishment. But
And able to sold out
Yeah.
whole unit.
But like every campaigns can be different. Some like maybe if we put a lot of effort, but clients is like a little bit less effort, then the whole effect will be super different. So we have to be really convincing client that, hey, we are going to plan this thing, and then we're going to put, we don't put ads, mostly organics, because I am bad at ads. So organic is like, we need to do these reels and then these campaigns, and then what was the mechanisms. This one I will propose client. So if client say, all right, green light, then everything goes on, and client also being very cooperative, towards like this thing, then it would be great.
But what do you mean by ads?
It's like I don't put ads on
running ads, paid
yes.
ads.
Paid ads.
I see.
Yeah. For my personal, I do partnership with brands, so brands paid ads. But for Monkiddo, mostly organic. Yeah, we haven't even got to try on this, which is something that I have to learn.
Yeah, because I think there's a double-edged sword with ads, right?
Yes.
Just what you mentioned, like going viral.
Yeah.
By running ads, you might get the views and everything, but you might get the wrong audience if you don't target properly.
Yes.
But then again, sometimes even if you target properly, those audience don't engage with your content.
So mostly ads, I don't recommend them to follow the page. It's either a CTA to purchase, or it's a one-time thing.
Straight away convert them into
Convert
the
them
sales.
to
Convert
sales,
them straight away
through
to
the sales,
clients.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So
Instead of building your own.
So if building your own, you have to be really, really sincere. So a lot of artists, they did like, do I want to hot on this trend or like whatever? I don't want to do TikTok dance, but I don't dance lah. Sometimes I just dance for fun only in my personal account.
Yeah.
But like in my like professional account or like my personal IP, it's mainly art, because that's the thing that my followers, what do you think, matters the most. Like they wanted to see how you create this journey from 0 to 100. They're interested. They want to walk the same path as you, or they want to get inspired by you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like the energy drink. So it's like you just have to put in this video, and then a lot of them will get more motivated, which is a good thing.
Yeah. That's the question we always ask ourselves. Should we do some viral stuff? It's just two middle-aged men over here.
Remember to relate back your brands, then it should be okay.
exactly, right.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're like, okay, we want to stick to our brand. We know what to do. But
Yeah.
two middle-aged men here, maybe we should try to do something trendy trendy sometimes. We do ask ourselves that question sometimes. But of course,
but we didn't like.
we
Yeah.
always
We can
try
try
to stick back. But hearing you say that as a young entrepreneur.
And I have
think-
case study.
Yeah,
I
case
think.
study. I think
Mm.
it relates a lot and it really flipped my mind a bit. Like,
Yeah, because like people will expect a very big fortune in a short time or like a big followers in a short time. But they don't realize that, in Monkiddo we have 700 posts and just within these 2 years. So it's almost like a post a day. That's one of the commitment that you have to put in, the effort that you have to put in that most of the people don't do. So the consistency and also the way that we convey our message is much more matters.
I see.
Mm.
But in terms of going back to like the your clients
Mhm.
looking at results and all, of course, sold out is the best.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
But
the
what
best.
if it doesn't? Do they still? Is there any cases where the sales wasn't that good, but they still appreciate like the awareness and there's some sort of metric to check it, and stick on with you, for a long time? Or there's some clients like, okay, no sales, that's it.
That's it. Yeah. But I feel like in the beginning, we are not collecting data, which is one of the worst thing that one can do when you are doing business. Data is the most easier thing that you can refer.
Yeah.
Because if you want to do like, got someone purposely came from Sabah to join our event. So what does that, okay, I am very grateful, but it's not the real data that we are looking at because it's the whole campaign instead of like one individual. That means a lot. That is a very nice story to tell. But how about the whole campaign? Is it good? So at the very first stage, we didn't collect data. And after that, we started to collect data that we know that what kind of capability that we can do. With 14K of followers and with like not that much of views, our average view for a month is 400K. To be honest, compared to some of the brands, it's already pretty impressive. But how much of them are ready to convert, are ready to buy the thing? Because they are only liking oh, so cute, and then chow already. So I think that's the thing where you need to get like the data from like each of it. And if it doesn't perform as well, we can adjust from the middle. We can talk to clients. And even better, if this project is interesting, but the effect is not as good as we thought, it happens, right? It happens. We can try to submit it to awards or competition.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
That is another way to leverage this campaign because since we put so many effort already, then that's the way. So I joined in 2 competitions with Artbox, which is Singapore, but that one works quite well lah. But it's just that I feel like it's not enough because I wasn't seeing a lot of like effects from Artbox Singapore. So I used the same artwork to join 2 competition. We paid almost like, I think one of the competition is $200 and one of them is like around 200-300 Malaysian ringgit. So you have to pay something in order to join in a competition as well. After that, the competitions, we got into finalists, both of them. So it's a recognition for our brands. And now we are calling ourselves award winning. Yeah.
Right.
We are in top 50, which is, they only have top 50. So we are already in the top 50. And what's even best is recently I just launched another project with Taiwan Tourism. So they are like a tourism project where they want to spread more awareness in Malaysia. The reason why I got this project because I got recommended by the judges, the competition. So I feel like it's a butterfly effect where if this thing doesn't go well, you can always find a way to make it good.
Join competition.
I feel like the reason why I started joining more competitions, at the first one is just a jackpot lah. I feel like, okay, we are just like, oh yeah.
Like the
competition.
Kejap Food, that one, right?
Yeah, because we have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
We're only like, start off, so we have nothing to lose. And at one time, I was in an art market in Malaysia. It was quite a huge market, to be honest, for illustrator and artists. So I was there boothing. That's not the best way that I can display my art, but I was thinking, maybe boothing will be one of the revenue. So I asked the girl beside me. She's an amazing artist. I think she even worked with Adobe or something like that. I was asking her, hey, hi, nice to meet you. Do you mind if I ask you what was your rate for this market? And she was like, I think this market is like top 3 in Malaysia. At the time, I know, oh shit, I'm fucked up. Beat. I'm fucked up because Malaysian market is way smaller than I thought. When I was starting, I don't know, I started to explore. But if this is your top 3, then I'm screwed. At that point, I stopped boothing. It's not that boothing is not good. It's just that at the time, I was trying to back up a little bit to give myself some of the space for me to rethink the whole IP thingy. is it worth it for me to go for markets like every weekends or whatever? So I booked a flight ticket to Taiwan for their creative expo. So I went there. One of the booth, they spent at least 100k Malaysian ringgit of cost to build the whole thing out. I was really, really impressed. And that's the first time that I feel like, okay, we should learn from the countries that are really good in IP. So I went there, I very mukat about it. I just text one of the 策展人, what is it, like exhibition curators? So the exhibitor curators is called Huang Milu 老师. And then I went there, I was like, hey, can I have a chit chat with you? And then she's really nice. And then she just gave me like a space where a certain hour lah. She's so busy. But I managed to talk to her. And she was like, oh yeah, a lot of this, like some of the small projects are funded by government. And then some of them are actually got in by competition. I was like, huh? What does that even mean? Because at that time, I had no knowledge or like any concepts about it. And she was like, oh yeah, we get recommended. The artists get recommended within the judges, the industry, the agencies. I think, oh, okay, maybe that was the way that I can try. So I tried it right after. Practical is very important. You know the theory, you know the thing already, but have you ever put it in run? Yeah. So I
Have
think
you executed?
have you executed? So the first step is always important. So I tried to join and that gave a really, really good result. So we are also aiming for different competitions, which is more recognized. I think in Malaysia, we have a lot of award-winning artists as well, which is super impressive. Yeah.
Interesting. I think it's like going on Shark Tank. Right, you get all the eyeballs. Although you didn't win anything,
Yeah.
but you get the recognition, you get eyeballs, you
Yes.
get the attention.
Yeah, I don't have to be the best sometimes, but it's very nice to, show up and get recognized by someone. Imagine if go on the streets and someone is like, hey, do you know Monkiddo, the IP brand? Oh, I'm already winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am in their mouth to mouth. Yeah.
Right. So how do you define a successful campaign?
It's very hard. Yeah. For me, I think every campaign is pretty successful because our team give 100% of effort. There is none of the one campaign that we just chincha do. Because we know that chincha do, we might lose an opportunity. Since I have so many case study on like mouth to mouth, joining competitions, and then the butterfly effect, I don't even know it's the judges that recommend us to this project until the project is launching, and then the competition was like, hey, we actually recommended you because you are our top 50. Then only I know, oh yeah, that's the reason why I got chosen out of like so many artists, and they like our work so much. So I think every campaign is successful.
But how does a client define a successful campaign then?
That depends on client.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is client might have different objective, maybe sales, maybe awareness, or maybe like they just wanted to launch an artist series. Yeah.
But most of your client, do they see more on sales or they
Or
look
the
at something
views,
else?
engagement.
I think they look on something else. Of
Not-
course, there will be clients who always look for sales. It's like, hey, why is this not working well and something like that. But most of the client, they are looking for a new market or like a fun thing. So, for example, I think Sneaker La. So we have this brand called High Culture. So they engage to us like, hey, we want to do a 16th anniversary. They are in their 16th anniversary and they want to do an artist series. They just want to make the whole streetwear industry to know that, hey, we are also collaborating with artists as well. Turns out it's also so out. Everything's so out.
Oh, wow.
Even the only size that I got is like XL. But it's also so out. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's I think most of the clients are looking for something fresh because IP collaborations or illustration collaboration within Malaysian market is not that common at the moment. Now it's blooming. You can see quite a lot like DG. We even work with Time Internet. And yeah, it started to get more and more matured. Hopefully. Yeah.
How do you manage to secure those deals with the bigger brands?
It's like, oh, you, Monkiddo, why would I work with you?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Okay, I think main thing will be our flexibility. Because for big brands, they might being able to splurge a lot of money to license Mickey Mouse or Hello Kitty.
Exactly.
Right. Like, why wouldn't they do that?
Yes.
Yeah. The only thing is, first thing, just now I did mention that we have Malaysian crowd. So which is the target that they want? Not bad. Like Mickey Mouse is pretty mass, but you have to find the small little rice within in the mangkok lah. But then for us, we already got mostly Malaysians or Southeast Asia crowd. And then the second thing is our flexibility. We can do a brand new artwork for you with a price that is more comfortable. Yeah. Or maybe sometimes they don't even care about the budget. Like they have the budget to do it. It's just that our flexibility does matters. Because if you want to license, let's say Mickey Mouse, you can only license like a certain gesture. If you want to do like a special one, like Mickey Mouse wearing songkok or like batik, it will be too much. Like the prices will go fly up.
Right.
So I think that's the flexibility lor. They might also wanted to try different things as well. So our local pride, or I think local pride is getting more and more popular right now. So local pride is something they are looking for.
I see. So do you go to those big brands to pitch to them, or it's true by word of mouth that they find you?
Actually, we don't. Yeah, we would love to, but we still don't have the time to, really, really curate like a campaign and pitch to them. Most of the time,
They come to you.
Most of the time they come to me.
Wow,
but
okay.
most of the time we reject some of the brands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that
She can reject.
that might sound like a flex, but it's a very harsh decision for Monkiddo. Who wouldn't want a big brands, right?
Yeah.
So before we saying yes to like any of the brands collaborations, one thing matters the most is like, does it fit with our crowd? Imagine if I bringing in a old man knee pain brands, like who will wear that? Like even if I put out 100 of social media posting, my crowd is not
it
interested.
doesn't relate to your crowd.
It's like, unless
Wrong
my crowd
audience.
is like a badminton player and then they got like some, medical issues or whatever lah. But that one is like maybe just 1% of my crowd. So I am very selective on brands as well, or like the directions. And also some of the time when the thing is very sensitive, I will also reject the brands. Yeah, and depends on the period lah. So if the brands has a little bit of like, not so good they did something not so good then maybe we have to say
No to
no
them.
to them. It's very sad because you could have been so good. But I know brands also trying to do their PR as well. But at that time, our Monkiddo has been really, really selective on our brand selection. So now, I think last year we did 40 projects, more than 40 projects. It's almost one per week. But only a few parts is like branding. The other will be our in-house project lah. So I think only half of it will be the brands. But when you go through the brand list, it's all our audience favorite. Yeah, like Converse, I think like youngsters wear it.
Yeah.
Artbox is where youngsters go and makan and then hang out. So I think that's the thing. And this one, Fila South Asia actually launched like a full collection for us. So this one also very youngster driven. So that's why we say yes. Like, okay, yeah, this is great. This fits.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think if you just simply take on any new brands, which you know is not going to sell because it doesn't relate to your audience,
Yes.
you're going to destroy your reputation as
Yeah,
well.
that's why I say every of our campaign is very successful because at the very first stage, we already define what's the objective and then what we can provide to clients, what is benefiting our audiences. That is the thing that you have to think so much. Brainstorming session is the worst. But when you started to execute it, when you see it in life, everything will be so worth it.
Right.
So
Very
usually,
true.
how is the process look like when the client approach you?
Mhm.
And then do you brainstorm with the client or is this your own team?
You mean the idea?
Yeah, correct.
Sometimes we do it with clients, but most of the time we do it within our team because we know our crowd the best. When they want to do something, it delivers to their crowd or our crowd. So we need to find a common part with it. So for example, JD Sport, we are launching our new plushie with JD Sports as a blind box. It's just launched, I think, last week. So JD Sport crowds and our crowds, what was the common? So we are finding the common and then we write pitch tag or like proposals, send it to them. If they're okay, then that's the best. If they have like any comments, then we can discuss. So I think that's the process, mainly from us, because we have our stupid idea. Sometimes the stupid idea get rejected because it's too stupid and too crazy. But luckily, I think JD, which is the most recent projects that we did, they are okay with our stupid animation. If you have time, you can check it out. It's our SoSo kind of like crashing out and then smashing the clock that wakes him up. And then he tried to open the wardrobe, but nothing to wear. So he rolls on the blanket and then he becomes nasi lemak. I don't know. Like the whole storyline is just crazy and stupid.
Doesn't
but
make sense at all.
yeah,
but
it doesn't make sense at all, but JD say yes to it. So we are really happy to see like clients also align with what we propose and our idea.
And sometimes how do you handle this type of rejection? Like, if, like...
Right.
Doodle out.
I feel like rejections is normal. Yeah. As mentioned, we also previously rejected like people, and we also reject.
Yeah.
I started to learn how to say no after I start out my career, because that really matters. You always say yes, then you will go into like a very weird situation where you are a yes man to everything. So saying no is normal. Then when people say no, then we are also okay, no problem. Because some of the time the budget might not align. So we are quoting them this budget, but they're also only looking for this budget, which is understandable because they have their own plans in their campaign, and we are just have to mutual respect lah. So I would just say, okay, no problem. We will see you in future. I am confident that we will see them in future if we are meant to be.
I want to go way back a bit. Before like Monkiddo is where it is today. How long did it take for you to build this IP to really have like the good engagement, the eyeballs? How did this started out initially when you do all your doodles and everything, start posting on social media? Was it like instant hit? You start to get a lot of views, or it's like very quiet, then boom, and suddenly you see the engagement start coming in?
Yeah.
How was the whole journey like? How long did it take as well?
I think I can start from the moment where I quit my job. So I was working at a creative studio. So I quit my job and I started this whole thing. The first 3 months was like pretty quiet. I was just posting things online. But online, too many competition. Although I say online is the free and the easiest and the low cost thing that you can do to expose your brand, but what truly matters is actually offline interaction. So that was the first time that I joined in KL Illustration Fair, where you have been to, right? So that was in 2023. I consider that our Monkiddo debut lah. So from that time until now, it's almost 2 years. So the first exhibitions that we do is full on installation. A very weird one. Most of the artists will allocate a lot of like merchandise area, because that's the place where people can being able to buy your things and then bring that home. But then for us, we allocate 80% of the spaces for interactions and installation, and also gallery.
Right.
Because we don't want to be just a merch seller. The merch comes after, because if the whole interactions and the experience is good, they will buy the merch. Yeah,
Interesting.
that's the thing that I learned from that very particular first Kuala Lumpur Illustration Fair. And then I went to Taiwan, just now the story.
Yep.
Came back. This year, Kuala Lumpur Illustration Fair, I throw 10K into the costing. So, which is maybe 10 times of one artist throw into their boothing. So, it's a bold move. It's a very risky move. But to be honest, the whole thing pays off. One is like the interactions between us and our crowd. So many people will just came here to see our characters also. And then they will come here, take photo with their families and friends. They try to redeem some stamps and chops. They buy merch home. Our sales isn't bad as well. It's like, of course, it can cover like everything. But the sales comes after, because the whole thing is super impressive and they wanted to bring something home as a memory, as a token of memory, or maybe they truly love the products itself. And then it doesn't stop here, because KL Illustration Fair is just a 4-day event, 3-4-day events. But most of it, the magic happens after the event. So agencies actually came to KL Illustration Fair. Business opportunity came to Illustration Fair. Not just P2B lah, but mostly B2C and B2B both are merging. And then we got invited to Pop Toy Show, which is curated by PopMart. So it's like crazy, because they sponsor us the flight, the hotel.
Nice.
We live in Marina Bay Sands.
Wow.
That's some bougie thing that I could never experience in my life, or maybe at this stage, maybe in future. I don't know. I hope so. But that was the magical experience where they give us a free booth. They also give us a live drawing session where I can doodle on the stage. So many good things happen. Then I talked to the PIC. PIC was like, you know what? I saw your very cute SoSo balloon in KL Illustration Fair. I saw the pictures and I thought like it's really fun to bring you to Pop Toy Show. That's why we invited you. And I was like, wow, that comes again. Like the butterfly effects keep coming if you do it properly. Yeah. So I think that's the the motive or like the reasons why I keep doing all these things.
I see.
Mm.
So what you're saying is it really takes off when you start to do more things offline,
Yes,
right?
offline. Because
So
offline is more connected.
Mm.
Yes.
So if you would just continue doing online posting and posting and posting,
It might-
do you think you will get to where you are now, or it just be slower, or the growth might be exponential at the back? How do you think it would have happened if you didn't go that put that much effort into offline?
I feel like it depends because even if I only focus on online, I will figure out a way to be viral online.
Right.
If no, then I cut loss. It's like-
Right.
Like the letter one lah.
because we never know. It's in my parallel universe unless that I kind of
Yeah,
put up a metaverse and then I went to see, what's going on.
Yeah.
Because we never know. I feel like most of the time, Malaysian users are engaging more online, but offline is where they convert into loyal followers. Because online, you can put up a few brands that you like. I love Outside. I love Zeus Coffee. They speak a lot of like Gen Z language and they are so fun. Everything is so funny in their marketing campaigns. But what makes me really, really go and buy their product is when I drink their products. Not bad, this matcha not bad. Then I just went to their stores very often. Or, this pickup system very easy. Then every time I just go to this particular coffee shops or like a particular brands. When you go to grocery stores, you see so much brands on it. But the only thing that kind of like connects to you, either online or offline, you will buy it. So I think that's the tactic. It's not only just offline, but you also have to be engaging online as well.
Interesting.
So all this, right? How long does it take for you to really pick up? Is it the moment where
The moment
you
the
Kejap
KIF,
Food? Or the KIF?
KIF. I think KIF is before Kejap Food. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Kejap Food is where the brand started to come in. So KIF 2023 is where I started to have a little bit numbers online.
I see.
Yeah, so the brands only comes in at the end of 2023.
So how long was it when you
2 years?
launched
Yeah,
to
2 years.
2 years? So when you launched 2 years, that's where you start to see some traction. Brands
Yes,
start coming
yes.
in.
But
I see.
How do you survive these 2 years?
good question. You mean financially or mentally?
Financially and
And
mentally.
mentally.
Yeah.
Because I believe that, most of the people where they create their own IP,
mhm.
they have to go through all this moment,
Yes.
to break through.
Yeah.
So how do you survive these 2 years?
Because IP is not like servicing job. You have to grow them. Means that you have to put extra effort. It's like growing a goldfish. It's like from small little to a big goldfish, and then you still need to check the temperature if everything is okay. So you need to make sure that the brand is healthy, it's good, and everything. So I think mentally it's more towards like I love learning, so I keep adapting different things, including buying myself a flight ticket to Taiwan or as a business visit because I could have go there to travel again. I could have go there to like have fun, just makan. But if I were to grow this thing, I have to see more. So I think adapting from everyone is mentally exhausting. So it will be a stage lah. But now I think once the brain is like start rolling and functioning, it becomes better and better. Now I'm digging into so many different aspects as well. Even for my personal one, I just like started to watching like some financial thingy, investment, property, or even like a lot of things that spark my interest. Even religion as well. Sometimes I just stick into like a certain religions to learn something. I think that's the mental within these 2 years where I have to suck in everything and then try to spill it out with the proper way, with my way. And for financially, I think once the job come in, it become better because I have a manager who co-own the thingy as well. So I'm just getting a part of the revenue. And the revenue, I still have to feed one of the colleague. So the reason why I hire someone, which is something that I don't think artists do, most of them are either it's like creative studio or like marketing studio. They are able to hire people because they do a lot of like services. But at the time, we were just an IP. Like, why would I hire someone to do my thing, right?
Yeah.
But
Unless you have deep pockets.
Unless I have deep pockets. But I don't have it. I came from a like average family lah. I don't even ask fund from my mom. I have like the best worst case scenario is like if I cannot do this, then I borrow money from my parents. That's the worst thing that I can do because I know it's not an easy for them to borrow money.
Or go back to a job.
Yeah, I'll go back to a job. I did actually ask my ex boss say, if I cannot do this, can you please adopt me? But that was a joke. Like, I was still trying my best. So at the time, I was giving her salary not high, just 2K. So 2K in order to, survive and everything. Me, myself, I only have like 500 of ringgit to survive. If you want to deduct the food, I'm a Zafan girl, so I just eat Zafan.
Zafan not cheap anymore nowadays.
Yeah. I cook at home because at that time we don't have office. Yeah, I work at home. My colleague also work at home. Her name is Siti Amira. She has been working with me until now. It's like almost 1.5 years.
Nice.
That's super impressive. And then at the time, she also working at home. So we only rented one co-working space just to cut the cost and meet once a week, just for a better conversations, like a meeting and a meetup. But everything went pretty well lah. So I think now I'm able to sustain the team and I'm able to bring in more revenue, even open my own creative studio.
Wow. Did you quit your job before the IP bringing revenue, or you
Yes,
just
I
went
quit the
in
job before.
Yeah. Where do you get your 500 a month allowance to survive?
At the time, I was doing a little bit of like freelancing because in order to feed your baby, you need to find another sugar mommy, something like that.
Yeah. Totally makes sense.
So at the time, I was getting a lot of like different jobs, maybe children books or like helping a brands to create their mascot or IP, because I truly love mascot and IP. I think I am very passionate in that, and I love running this for my different clients. Even now, I think all of the clients still look for me, but I don't have enough time to locate for him anymore. But they were the people who helped me during that harsh time. So at maybe morning, I finished my job in before 3 p.m. and after 3 p.m. is all for my Monkiddo. So I started to work on social media, or like started to talk to people, started to create toys and join some toys events, started to go for boothing, started to join in competitions. All of this happens time to time. Like you just have to slot everything into that period, which is super difficult. But luckily, I still being able to survive lah. Because the reason why I quit my job, then only I started to think about revenue, is because I don't know how do I address myself. Like, do I address myself as art director of this particular studio, or I address myself as the founder of Monkiddo? I don't want to be too unfair for my previous employer, because they pay me the salaries to do the jobs. But when I go out there, when I do my personal promotions, I was like, hey, hi, I'm the founder of Monkiddo. That doesn't sound good to me. So that's the reason why I feel like, okay, maybe I should quit first, then only I see how it goes.
Wow, that's a
bold, very
Super.
But
my mom was a little bit
But that
concerned,
time, do you have like financially saved up a bit before
yeah,
you
of course,
quit? Right?
Of course, yeah.
It's not like you just jump blindly or something.
No. Very lucky lah, because I have been, I'm a Safan girl, so I don't really spend a lot. So mainly I just save up like a small amount of money. It's not a lot, but it's enough for me to survive for 6 months. So 6 months, I give myself time frame. So in 6 months, if I can't do it, cut loss, I go back to work. Because means that you're bad at this. So the life will give you the lessons that either you are good or bad at certain things. If the outcome is positive, then I shall continue.
Right.
But what if like after 6 months, then you can do better?
Then I continue like this lah. I think after 6 months, I truly see the potential lah. Because my manager has been searching, like he has been reaching out to me since I was joining my previous company already. So he has been talking to me for a very long time. He's like, hey, I'm interested in running this IP. Are you interested in working together? But at that time, I was like, yeah, who is this uncle? Or like, you want to steal my property? And I was like, at the time, I was thinking to get into a studio, get more experience. That's the thing that matters the most, because I was a fresh grad. So after 2 years, then only I also observed him. I know like, oh, he is not a bad guy. Then only we started to work. I think now, I think it's like pretty good. We have the very same directions and align dreams and goals. So I think that's the best thing.
Like 2 years?
2 years.
Since you quit your job and running the business, right?
Yeah.
So any challenges, right, you're facing now? I mean, we talk about the past, really, right? So now, how about now that everything has went smoother? What are the current challenges you're still facing now? The new challenges you're facing now?
I feel like when you get into one stage, you need to figure out how to like make your sky higher. It's like, oh yeah, now I already got my goals, which is not in my expectations, but it's good because it came earlier than expected. But once you get into here, do I still do collabs every time? What if the brands we collab and then finish already? Like, where do my revenue comes on?
Yeah.
So I think that's the challenges is like on expanding, on exploring more different opportunities and including merchandising. So now we are also trying to explore into merchandise where it gives us a more stable revenue, hopefully. Yeah, that's how.
I see. Any plans on like doing short films as well?
Yeah, animations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are now still looking for publisher first because we have small comics to wanting to publishing, but currently what we can do is only self-publishing. But then animations is one of the biggest goal. It's like,
Yeah,
imagine
I'm surprised. I mean, I saw Monkiddo's YouTube channel right now. Doesn't have much. It's
yeah, doesn't
just
have
like,
much. I have a lo-fi music.
Lo-fi music and so it's like, wow, this is
Because like in order to do animations, I believe that you guys have like hosted Mekamoto, like those guys.
Yeah, Bobo Boy.
Bobo Boy,
Agent
Agent.
Ali.
They are amazing. And then imagine the cost and the human,
A lot.
the manpower
A lot.
is too much. So as a team, like I started off as an individual artist. Definitely that's it. That is our goal, but maybe not as soon. Yeah, because now what we are doing, what we are good at. But I have a full story of Monkiddo already. Now just looking for our time.
I mean, you could do it like a 2D show, right?
Yes,
Like a show,
I also quite
animation.
expensive at animator. Yeah, our
yeah.
animator is
Definitely not as cheap as doing this illustration.
Yes.
Definitely.
Imagine if you want to do like, let's say YouTube, I have to allocate another team for that.
Yeah.
Like instead of like my studio, because our studio is like a creative powerhouse. Mostly what we are capable to do is just reels. So maximum maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So if we want to venture into YouTube, which is like a longer form, let's assume like Chiikawa, like 1 minute, 5 minutes. That is going to take a long time.
Yeah.
So, and then your deliverables, like how many videos that you can get on YouTube's within 1 month, and then a lot of things to be considered lah. Also, I want it to be very Malaysia cultured. Because Malaysia is not only KLCC or hibiscus. I don't want to put in a stereotype that Malaysia always have to be KLCC, hibiscus, Rafflesia, or like Harimau Tiger. But it's more towards like the slang and culture. Like always you have the weird trust within you and the mama ane. That's the story that we wanted to tell like in your daily life. So I think we need a good writer and a scripter as well. I can write the story, but that's just initial idea. Doesn't mean that I'm a good writer. So that is also one of the challenges.
So Jay, looking back, right, what do you wish you had done differently after graduating?
I think nothing. Because after graduating, it was COVID time. When I was graduating, it's the yearly of 2021, and it's crazy because at that time,
Pandemic.
Pandemic, and the whole world is shutting down. I was able to secure a job, which is the best thing ever. Because a lot of my friends, they didn't get a job until everything gets recovered. Then only they started to work, which is they are 2 years later or 3 years later than me. Not worth it at all. So for me, I'm very, very lucky at that times. I'm able to venture into like studio work, and then I can work from home. I can start to explore what I truly love because it needs time. It's not like, hey, I'm born with a talent of whatever, then I'm meant to be this. No, I think it takes time for you to figure out what kind of things that you want to do in your life. Maybe in future, maybe I don't want to draw anymore. Maybe I go to somewhere else. Yeah.
But is it always you have this like entrepreneurship kind of mindset in you that you don't want to just stay in the studio and work for like 30, 40
9 to
years.
5.
Yeah, 9 to 5.
You mean my previous work? Like
no, I mean in terms of life, your personality,
lifestyle.
your lifestyle. Like, do you always have that passion that okay, I'm gonna do? I always wanted to do something.
As you know,
I don't want to stay in a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. Maybe I'll have a few years, get experience, and I always wanted to come out and start something on my own. Is that something you always have in you?
No, I think this is a very weird path if I compare back to my childhood dream. Because if the little me saw what I am right now, she would be shocked. Because when I was little, my mom used to work in like a Japan company, and then I get like some Japan snacks from her boss. And then at the times, the Japanese movie also quite popular. So I was looking at all these corporate girls. You know, the Japanese corporate girls are always so pretty, dress up so well with the lanyards and everything. So after work, they go for like a little bit of beers and everything. The lifestyle is like so nice. So I wanted to be a corporate girl.
Right.
Just go work, drink coffee, and then done. And then I can still buy luxury bags, and I can still, hang out with like some amazing girls, and then get like a boyfriend, and then get married. I think that's the, childhood lah. I have a lot of dreams. I wanted to be an astronaut. I want to be a 考古学家, and I want to be like 中医. I want to be a lot of things, but I think this corporate girl thingy is one of the list lah.
Yeah.
So it was like quite weird for me to think that I'm actually starting my own business right now. Because when I used to work in my previous studio, I thought I will be working it in the studio for at least 8 years, because the whole studio vibe is like so good. It's the thing that I love to do. Drawing, it gave me a lot of like comfort. But the reason why I started to shift my mind, because I'm still in my 23 years old. So why not let me just try something new? If cannot, then I can still go back, work for another 8 years. Or like I can go to another studio to work for another 8 years. That was the original path. Now I'm just trying on the other things. Yeah.
But what was the moment that you feel like, okay, I want to do this?
I don't know.
When you work in your previous company, right? Then you say you want to resign, then you only do this, ma. But what was it? What was the moment that you felt like, okay, I want to do this shit right now. I resign, and tomorrow start 6 months. Give me 6 months, I'll do this. What was the moment that suddenly you trigger. You want to do this? Yeah.
Like for me personally, 18 years in a company.
Oh,
building-
that's huge. That's a very long time.
Yeah, but in the end, I felt that, why am I building things for other people? And in the end, what do I get?
I see.
Right. That is something I felt very empty.
I see.
Although I just don't want to have that regret of not going out to try. I might fail, but I don't want to spend the rest of my life just building for someone else and I don't get anything in return. But someone else gets better and better, and then me myself just get paid a salary.
I see.
So that was the moment that strikes me. Yeah.
But what about you?
What about you?
In my previous company, to be honest, it's too comfortable. Which is a good term, because my boss is enough to secure jobs, and then I was able to pay like every month. That's how comfortable I am. And at the time, I also created IP for them, because they hired me and then they saw my portfolio, which is like some of the things like this, and then they were like, hey, our studio might need mascot characters. So I created this character called Tapio Man, and with some friends lah. So Tapio Man, for them to use it in their campaigns, in their studios and everything. So I feel like, oh yeah, this is what I truly love. But at the times, sometimes when you work in studio, it depends on like how bosses wanted to bring in like clients. So I have to work a lot of like clients' job, which is I also enjoy. It's just that I don't have enough time to work on Tapio Man, which is the IP itself.
Okay.
So at the time I was like, how do I do this? But I'm not the boss. I can't decide everything. But it's not a very sudden. It's just that maybe I still have all these things. Maybe why not just let me try? But I didn't think too much. I was just thinking, I need to resign. But when to resign? Maybe after my bonus. That's why it's in the yearly of the...
That's most of the people.
Wait
for my bonus.
That's what majority people say.
Yeah. I thought like I resigned in the yearly of the year. My boss won't give me bonus, but my boss was like really, really nice, and she gave me like an ang pao lah. So I was like, oh yeah, so sweet of you. But after like...
Also sweet of you, but I need to
Resign.
I think I cried a little bit when I tell my boss, it's like, hey,
Yo.
boss, I want to go already. I want to try something. And my boss is like, okay, go. I
Give me back the ang pao first.
no, I expected they will counter me, Like that's what normally do in like the other companies, right? It's like, hey boss, I want to go to another company or something like that. And the boss will be like, hey, I give you double salary, please stay, something like that. I thought it would happen, but my boss doesn't do that. But I understand, because she told me that, hey, I know how many money also cannot stop you from chasing your dream. So I don't put up like any of these like stupid conversations or like offer. I just wish you the best, because I know you will do so good. And at the time, my tears is like falling down. And I was like, why is this boss so good about like everything? Now they are celebrating on their 10 years anniversary, which is super impressive. And I still get in touch with some of my ex-colleagues lah. We are still in the same industry anyway. Yeah.
I see.
So Jay, for students who want to build their own creative IP, what's the first step they should take while they are still in, Dasein
School.
or school. Yeah.
Yeah, I think observation, no, because a lot of students, they just wanted to create pretty art, but pretty art might not be the one that can fit you. You can always do pretty art like for your hobby or whatever. When you kind of like study art, you have to know that you have to depend on this for your future career and everything. I think observations is one of the things I observe either if your art style is some of the market needs, or observe that if your art style has a specific buyers or whatever, because you have to sustain, this is a very cold and harsh reality. And then another thing is that you can explore something out of school lah, because most of the time school assignment might be very burdened. But if you keep doing school assignment, your portfolio will only be a whole school assignment portfolio. I received, because I started my studio right now and I started to hire fresh grad or like juniors to come in our studio to learn, and also being able to become one of our powerhouse, IP powerhouse member. And then most of their portfolio are formed by school assignment, which it's the same thing. It's just sketches. It's just something that doesn't speaks about you, and something, it doesn't have to be very personality, but at least I need different case study. Like, what did you do? Like, what is this artwork is about? And then what is this artwork serve a purpose or something like that? I think that matters the most. For students nowadays, it has to be more clever on how you present yourself, because it's very competitive out here.
Yeah, because we talk about building IP, it's always very easy, right? Every time we talk about art, doesn't matter, animation, illustration or whatever, everybody is talking about make IP, do IP, that's the way moving forward. But there's just so many IP out there that's pitching to have a new home, right?
Yes.
So how do you actually stand out?
Do I stand out? Like, consider? Yes.
I think so. I mean,
I
you
think
are
so,
definitely
yeah.
something is working for
Yeah.
you. We are working with brands.
Brands is approaching you.
yes,
Definitely, you are
yes.
building something.
Brand
right.
has a trust
And
lah, at least.
those brands are not small brands anyway.
Yeah, Fila is pretty huge.
Yeah. Converse.
When
and all
we
that,
got
all
like
pretty
the offer, we were like a little bit overwhelmed as well. It's like, why us? But then I think sincere is the key. You have to be really, really sincere to your work. People are not stupid. People are not dumb. They know what you are doing, and they know who you are by your personality, by the way that you talk. Because I have faced so many businessmen that talks to me. Me as a girl in entrepreneurship, I wouldn't say it's a common thing, but it will have like a little bit of discriminations, or like mansplaining, or like some people will look down on you. It's like, you're so young, you're just 20 years old. What do you know?
Yeah.
Like, and then they will explain to you like a lot of things, or they even wanted to, I don't know, like deny all your ideas. And they'll be like, hey, IP easy ma, just build only. After I build, then I sell off. It's like the mentality of like selling off IP, trading it as a product. No wrong. But it's not sincere. Where does your crowd comes from? So I think that's the thing that you have to stand out in order to get a real crowd, instead of just fake numbers or like business connections. Because I know business connections is very, very important in every business or entrepreneurship, but IP is definitely more than that. You have to get a lot of trust from your crowd, and it doesn't build in one day. It's like you saw Monkiddo, and then you'll be like, yeah, okay, Monkiddo. The second time you see Monkiddo, it will be like, yeah, Monkiddo again. The third time you see Monkiddo, hey, last time I joined their event, you want to go together? And then the fourth time you see Monkiddo, you started to connect. It's like, hey, you know, Monkiddo main character is called SoSo. And then the fifth time that you see Monkiddo, is like, hey, this also is so cute. They got new merch. Let me just buy it some for my friends or colleagues. Some of them bought like 20 pieces of like postcard just for their colleagues, because the postcard says take care of yourself. So it's something that people know you. They started to resonate with you. They started to connect to you.
Understand your character.
Yes, that's how
What does
we
it mean
stand.
to them?
I think personality and spirit lor.
But it takes
And
time to build that connection also.
It definitely takes
right?
time, because in our first year, it's just me, my boyfriend, and my brother who helped me. And then my manager also like walking around lah. But mainly it's just us becoming the artist and also the salesman at the same time. My boyfriend don't even have salary. My brother, even worse, he came here as a free labor. He even complains like, you didn't even pay me money for this. But I give him some lunch or dinner lah. But at the time, it was difficult, right? So at the time, it's just three of us. And then after that, Mira started to come in, which is Siti Amira, the colleagues that I just mentioned. So she has a very bright personality. when people came in Monkiddo work, which is the booth or like whatever setup that we have or our events with clients, we always get to talk a lot to the followers or like fans who purposely came. So like Pop Toy Show also, like we got a fans called Drago. I actually don't know him. He just went up to our booth and said, hey, you know what? I saw you will come to like this Pop Toy Show, and I was just around. I was just nearby. I was at Johor because it's at Singapore, right? He came all the way to Pop Toy Show just to find my booth. I said, wait, you got Labubu, Crybaby, you got so many big IP over here, but he is coming here purposely just for us. And then at the time, I was like, wow, this is something that Monkiddo has been building for over 2 years. And he's saying, at one time, at one night, I saw one of your posting. It resonated with me a lot because since last year, we started to do blogs. Something like work salary man, but it's more closer to what our crowd has lah. So we have carousel of like different things, and then we talk about like different topics. The reason why I'm still illustrating is AI taking over your jobs. And then like some of the small little carousels that might connect to our audiences. And then he was resonate with one of the blog. And he was like, oh yeah, that hits me hard and then makes me realize that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now and I should do some changes. Yeah. Then I was like, oh, okay, that's the impact that you don't know that you give to the crowd and also everyone. Yeah. That's impressive.
Then Jay, where do you see Monkiddo in 5 years?
A lot of people ask me this question.
Well, since you have like, because you mentioned you have comics right now.
Yep.
We talk about animation.
Yes.
So,
Merchandising.
Yeah, we're launching our mobile game Q4 of 2025.
Oh, so you have a mobile game.
Nice.
Yes. And
Working
then,
on it.
Yeah, I think it's just a very dumb game, but we hope that everyone has a little bit of laughter and relief when playing that games. Every time we launch something, I don't know if it's good or not, but we are just doing our best because I know how many effort that our team put in. So I think in 5 years, we are also aiming for shorts animations that will be the best. Maybe venturing into YouTube, or if we got the chance to collab with like some of the streaming platforms, that will be great. Because that will also be one of the biggest revenue or the way that we make more people know about Monkiddo.
But have you actually looked into like, do you know this agency called MDAC?
Yeah, I know MDAC.
have you
We
been-
got a grant from MDAC.
Oh.
So we actually built a whole metaverse from one of their projects.
Oh, really?
So the metaverse, we actually use it for some of our client collaborations as well. So we try to, I wouldn't say monetize from it, but we try to make it more happening lah. The first thing definitely is community engagement. So people will come in and then hang around in the places. And then also last time we worked with Monash University. So Monash University, they are having their open day. We made the metaverse with their illustrations and everything on it because we draw the key visuals for them, right?
I see.
And then the second floor, there's like this 5 portal where they can click in to know more about what's going on with the courses of Monash University. So it's a very fun thingy because now it's all about like digital, right? But it's one of the way that we kind of like get grants from we get more funds, and then we get to fit our team with like more interesting projects like this lah.
Have you thought about like getting the grant to do maybe short film or animation series?
Maybe, but we have to think about
Prioritize.
prioritize
Prioritize.
something first. But we are constantly looking for everything. Yeah, being like a business or entrepreneurship is like slotting everything in different periods. Maybe now we already have a plan that is going on for like 60%, but you can only see it in maybe next year or next 5 years. So you might be doing things for your future. So it's like it takes time.
So it's like you going to competition always, but you didn't win, but you never know,
Yeah,
like
you never
will
know
get your
in
job
future.
or your brands will approach you
Yes, or
in a
even
different way.
or even something like Fila. So we actually started our deal last year, but this year only launched it. It takes a lot of time in
Planning, brainstorming.
planning. Yes, it might take too long where our staff is like, oh, so crazy about this project already. When will it stop or whatever? Yeah, sometimes it's like that. But you have to slot everything into the perfect timing lah.
I see. So just 2 more last questions before we end the conversation. What is the definition of success? Like how will you define that? Okay, I'm successful. Like maybe seeing Monkiddo at somewhere, someplace, or there's certain event that happened that makes you, I've made it finally. Is there something that dream,
I feel like I always give myself goals, but the goals always I wouldn't say it goes in another directions, but the goals always come back better. So as like, for example, I say I wanted to work with like a brands like this, but a better brands come and approach to me. So I think at that point, I don't really think about like what defines success for Monkiddo, but instead I think we should get back to the root instead of like going in future, because there's so many possibilities. We might make a theme park, theme cafe, or like a lot of crazy things might happen. But what matters the most is like our connections, because I did mention that I went to my friends' weddings. Like someone actually came purposely to our booth. I think that was the thing that makes us feel successful. Is
these small moments, interaction.
Small moments, the small wins, the small moments, because we can always secure bigger and bigger. There will be unlimited deals. Maybe someday we can go to space or something like that. Like you can't imagine one, right? Like if you want to do goals, it's very hard for you to do. Like of course, it's good to have like a theme park. It's good to have 50 copies of like comic books got internationally, globally. There's a lot of way that you can imagine your fortune, or like a lot of way that you can imagine how big your IP can go. But it's still the real connections or the real people that gives you the confidence and the feeling of successful. Because nothing matters more than you truly love this thing. So that's the final, I wouldn't say goal, it's like the thing that we wanted to maintain, and the effort that we put in every project. I think our teammates has a really good idea on how much efforts that we put in each project. So I think that's also one of the things that makes us feel successfthe every day is full.
Every day is full.
Every day is full.
True. This true.
It's full. You see this stupid thing, then I feel like, oh, it's quite funny. By the way, this is the sample of like our merch. So this is still not the final, but it's still funny.
This is SoSo, right?
Yeah, SoSo. It's SoSo.
SoSo.
So he was inspired by cocktail sausage, because when I was in my school time, that's the easiest thing for me to cook. I just have to put it in oven or like microwave or like air fryer, then I'm good to go.
Right.
So I think, started from small things to I don't know where we can go.
I see. And one last question for people who are listening, design student or any young people, still studying, coming out to adulthood. What is the one life advice you would give them?
Start first and then think later. I think a lot of people actually says that. Like I believe a lot of business owner or even independent artists or anyone that is successful, they will definitely do execute first, then only they fix it afterwards. It's but don't do bad things. But just do whatever you think it works. If it doesn't work, then only you fix it later. Because the first thing that you want to do it means that you are truly, truly passionate and love it. This won't go wrong. The first step won't go wrong. It might go wrong in like executing, but the intentions that we want to start off this thing won't go wrong. Now we are also preparing on our store. It's not even perfect. So I'm thinking, let's just launch first. And then after that, then only we hire some professional photographers to help us shoot our merch even bigger.
So you have a store coming up as well?
Yeah, an online store.
Oh, online store.
But actually offline also we are planning. We are
Wow,
planning
physical store, brick and mortar store?
Yeah,
Really?
like
Wow.
so there's this building GMBB, the one that
Yes.
Fair. So my studio is actually over there. So we have a small storeroom, and then the storeroom is like a little bit long. So we were thinking like, hey, the store can put at behind, and in the front we can modify into a small space where people can come and visit. So that was the plan. So me and my manager still working hard on it, but we might be able to see it live very quick.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right.
All the best to that.
Thank you.
Yeah. And before we end, where can people find you? Your works and your social media.
I think mainly I'll just promote my Instagram lah. That's the main platform, which is @it's Monkiddo. So ITSMONKIDDO. If you're confused, Monkiddo means monster and kiddo.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. I think definitely there's a lot of interesting point of view for someone who is young as you.
Yeah.
Your mindset for someone who is in 25.
I hope
Just graduate a couple of years from Dasein Academy. I think that's really impressive.
Yeah.
And I hope more young people can,
Thank you.
adopt such a mindset. Yeah, so thank you, Jayee, for coming on to the show.
Much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
For coming, and all the best to Monkiddo. Hopefully we will see that in the bigger stage or globally next time.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to check out SoSo, visit the online store, which is coming up soon.
Yeah.
When are you launching it, your online store?
Hopefully as soon as we already got the whole Shopify thingy, but it's just that we have to sort out the categories and our SKUs. I think that takes time but it should be soon. Quarter four.
Okay. So Q4, check out 2 games and the online store.
Yes.
Yeah, and Monkiddo, watch for SoSo. Cool.
Thank
So I guess
you.
this is the end of the episode. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please feel free to like and subscribe. That will help us grow the channel and bring in more amazing guests. Right? And in the meantime, if you guys discover this journal, don't keep it to yourself. Share it to the world. Me and Steven will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
See you.